Lassiter Factor.
What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? This is your boy Bangful B of the Lassiter Factor, and today I'm going to talk about Highest to Lowest, which is the new Spike Lee joint that was released in theaters over the weekend, but apparently wasn't shown at any AMC theaters. It was shown at Regal theaters and a theater I had to go to that was close to my home to go see it, but that's a whole separate rant that I will say for at the end of the video. But anyways, I went to the theater to go see it, so let's review. Quick side note, I do apologize if I sound a little different, for I am currently getting a summer cold, which is, in generally speaking, I hate colds, but it's a whole other separate thing if you get a summer cold. To me, that is just more irritating, especially as a spring baby. But anyways, Highest to Lowest is the newest collaboration between Spike Lee and Denzel Washington. This film is also a reimagining of a book called High and Low by Akira Kurosawa. I believe, forgive me if I mispronounce his last name. But anyways, this movie is a reimagining of that book in which Denzel Washington plays David King, who is a big music mogul who has a good ear for music. His son gets kidnapped and held ransom. And the rest of this movie is essentially him trying to get his son back and also, by the end, trying to get his money back as well. Now, you don't need me to tell you how legendary of a filmmaker Spike Lee is. Granted, most of his movies are better than some, but generally speaking, Spike Lee, he is a legend among filmmakers, let alone black filmmakers. He's definitely one of my favorites. One of my favorite movies of his is Do the Right Thing, which I know is a cliche choice, but to me, that is just a perfect movie right there. And most people would consider Malcolm X his best film, which I'm not disagreeing with, but I will definitely say that it's definitely their best collaboration. So when I heard about this film and heard that it was directed by Spike Lee, my mind went, of course I'm going to go see this movie. I mean, it's Spike Lee. I'll see anything he puts out. In fact, I remember the last movie he had in the theaters was Black Klansman, because after that he had The Five Bloods, which went straight to Netflix because it was the pandemic after all. Now, how did I feel about this film? I liked it, though I did enjoy the second half more than I did the first half. And I know the first half was kind of the setup of everything, but I just felt like the first half did kind of take a while to really get going. But by the time I made it to the second half, that's when I was locked in. Now, you don't need me to tell you how good of an actor Denzel Washington is. He's one of the best working actors of his generation, and he definitely brought his A game in this film, especially since this is the millionth time working with Spike Lee. Like, even for his age, he still oozes charisma, and that is the best part of his character here, and he's also a complex character. Like, he made it out a certain way, and he is one of the most successful men in his business. And then when he's dealt with a dilemma, then that's when we see his true colors. But when it comes down to it, he will do anything for his family and his loved ones. Jeffrey Wright was also good in this film. Like, I like this Jeffrey Renaissance we're having right now, but basically he's basically the best friend of Denzel Washington's character, in which his son also gets kidnapped, and then we basically see how the cops treat Denzel's family versus Jeffrey Wright's family, because he's, for lack of a better way of saying it, less fortunate than Denzel's family. So it's like we kind of see that economical difference right there. A$AP Rocky, I felt, did an excellent job with this. In F1, I got to see Franklin go toe-to-toe with Brad Pitt, and in this movie, we get to see A$AP Rocky go toe-to-toe with Denzel Washington. I did not expect that on my movie bingo card this year. And side note, A$AP Rocky did do some of the music for this film, in which he has this one song called Trunks, and I'm going to just say I have not stopped listening to that song. Anytime I put some headphones on, I just have this song in a loop. Like, granted, maybe it's because A$AP Rocky hasn't released any new music in a long time, but this here, it just goes. Like, for God's sake, A$AP, release a new album already. Really, the soundtrack in general is good. Like, the soundtrack highlights a lot of up-and-coming new artists, and they all did an excellent job. There's particularly the song we hear during the opening credits of this. I'm like, this is some lovely, beautiful music right here. As good as most of the actors did here, I will say there are some actors that didn't do quite as good, particularly the actress that plays Denzel's wife in the movie. I felt like there were times where she was kind of overacting a little bit or just didn't seem convincing enough, and that even goes to some of the cops that's helping his family in this film. There were some pretty cool cameos in this movie from actors that we haven't seen in a long time that used to play basketball. I ain't gonna spoil who that is, but you will see. And then there's also actors from previous Spike Lee films that made a cameo appearance in this movie. And one of my favorite sequences in this film is during the Puerto Rican Day Parade. And it's the scene is centered around this, and it was just cool seeing the culture and hearing the music. I really did enjoy this film, and you definitely should see it if you can find a theater that's playing it, because the issue I have with this movie is the fact that Apple Plus and A24, I don't know what y'all doing, but y'all are not really marketing this movie the way y'all should. Both Spike Lee and Denzel deserve way better than this, and this movie itself deserves way better than this. I went on the AMC app to see if it was playing, and I could not find any showtimes for this movie, at least not in my area. And I heard that it was playing at a couple of Regal theaters, but I'd have to drive a little out my way to go to a Regal theater. But luckily, there's this theater called the Escape Theater. It's out in Brandywine, Maryland, and which was not too far from where I live. But still, I had to pay money to go see it versus if I went to an AMC theater, because I am an A-list Stubs member. But like, the point I'm trying to make is the fact that this movie is not playing at any real major theaters is a damn shame, because it's Spike Lee and Denzel. They deserve better than this. And yeah, this movie's going to be on Apple Plus in like a month or less, but still. Okay, rant over. Anyways, yeah, go see this movie if you can. It's really good. Only because I enjoyed the second half more than I did the first half, I'm going to give highest to lowest a very mid hard eyes emoji. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have you seen highest to lowest? If so, let me know what you think in the comments section below. This is your boy Bangful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.